This video is about Commando C2000 series datasheet explained in detail. So Commando C2000 series switch has high performance switching for modern network and designed for professional network setup. It has advanced L2 plus functions for small to medium businesses and enterprises. It supports high speed, reliable and secure network connectivity. It can be configured with the help of simplified control with web GUI for quick configurations and well-known CNI for advanced management. It also can be remote monitored with SNMP and RMON. It can have the firmware upgrades via TFTP, HTTP and has energy efficient design. And these upgrades are free for lifetime. Software is free for lifetime in the Commando switches. It comes with AC as well as DC power supply, and you can extend the range of the copper cabling up to 250 meters, which reduces the overall installation cost, especially in retrofitting scenarios or the big premises space. It supports all port perpetual PoE with intelligent scheduling. So let us go for the data sheet understanding of these C2000 series switches. So you can download the data sheet or can see directly. So data sheet has the features like and benefits explained in detail, and one by one we will see the things. So Commando Soldier is the operating system. 2000 series switch are fully managed and has perpetual PoE plus capability on all ports, and they are L2 plus managed switches having power budget up to 800 watt, which is the highest in this L2 plus series switch. It also comes with additional fixed SFPs. You can either have copper SFP inserted in uplinks or fiber SFP inserted in uplink as per your requirement. So I will come up to the product highlight. So this is having no license requirement while installing the Commando Soldier switch, no activation key, limitless terms and period of consumption, and it gives the operational flexibility, like if any new function is coming you can have the free patching. So it will reduce the capex, lower the opex, because you don't require any license for operation of this switch. It is having the dual input power option, so you also has a AC power supply as usual plus DC power supply. You don't have to purchase anything like in other major brand, where there you can have the RPS, you can have the DC power supply, you can have the dual AC power supply, but you have to purchase it. Here in Commando, it basically comes with dual input power supply. So if one power fails, device can be fed with other power source. It has a static routes and default route configuration and support for 24 port series 24 port switch 8000 MAC IDs, and for 48 port switch 16,000 MAC IDs, and you can have the static routes up to 512. It also has the dual stacking capability and also supports the IPv6 addressing routes also. So you can have and increase the bandwidth of uplink and can use it simultaneously with the help of link aggregation, and you can have the lags with up to 8 groups, and each group can have the 8 ports in it. You can have the high reliability fault tolerance because it has both AC and DC. So if any of the power supply fails, your equipment will not go down. It supports LACP, VIRP, STP, RSTP, MSTP for loop free performance and higher network bandwidths. It has intelligent PoE plus with automated scheduling. This is the key feature. I mean, you can automate the PoE and PoE plus requirement of your PDs on per port basis. So you can have a timer from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You have the PoE on and for that port, and then it will be off, which will automate the process of on off for PoE. So this is very important function to schedule the PoE to make your network secure and unwanted usage of the network can be stopped, which makes your switch intelligent. It also has a perpetual PoE plus, so there is no downtime. If the power coming to the switch, it will be given to the PDs. If switch reboots or something happens, it will not power off the PD connected to it. So it has varied port types like 24 port, 48 port. It supports the critical network infrastructure like AC as well as DC, and it has green or energy saving. So you can have 802.3 AZ energy efficient Ethernet to reduce the power dissipation. The software features and benefits are it is having a DHCP server. So you can have multiple V4 DHCP pools for each VLAN or for different networks. So this DHCP server can reside in switch and can provide automated IP addresses along with DHCP relay option 82 and DHCP snooping. It has the L3 features apart from the static and default route. It can also have the QoS, ACLs on port base, IP base, MAC base. So basically it has L4, L3, L2 ACLs and QoS, COS and DHCP base. So DHCP server and client can be configured. It also has a one very important function called as Watchdog Function, which ensure the high availability and used to protect the system from specified software or hardware failure. So if the network engineer is away from the switch, it automatically adjusts and stop responding and self recover from the hang state. So no need to go there and turn on and off and start the switch. So apart from that, it has many regular L2 plus and L2 functions like VLANs, voice VLANs, surveillance VLANs for video traffic. You can have GVRP 802.1x authentication, centralized MAC authentication, guest VLAN, radius authentication, SSH 2.0, port isolation, port security, MAC address learning limit, IP source guard, dynamic ARP inspection, man in middle attacks, and ARP DOS attacks can be stopped just by clicking on the web GUI. You can also have the IP port and MAC binding to make it secure switch. So you can have the secure networking with this switch. You can have the multicast with IGMP version 1, 2 and 3 and MLD version 1, 2, and you can also have the multicast VLAN recovery MVRs. It can also have the QoS features with 802.1p bit set or DHCP based L4, L3, L2 based. So voice and video applications can be automatically provide the QoS required for the service proper functioning of them. This 1G and 1G uplinks can be either copper or fiber. So 1G means you can insert a one copper UTP SFP, and 1G you can have the normal fiber SFP inserted in the switch. It also has the dual image where you can have the different versions of this software which is available freely from the website. You can download and can have a dual image stored in the device. It supports all 4094 VLAN configuration, and you can give the IP address to this VLAN also. It also has this Radius and Tekka server authentication servers can be set up inside this device. It also supports the debugging and troubleshooting features like ping, traceroute, SNMP, Armon, and also has a cable diagnostic inside it. You can also have the port map and SNMP version 1, version 2C, and version 3 configured on this device. Uh, it has free software updates. You can configure the protected ports. You can have the cables traced, and you can have the firmware updates and backups. So these are the software features which are coming with the C2000 series switch. So key features, software features are like these are the standards supported for full duplex, half duplex, for 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, 1G, because they are backward compatible, and these are for STP, RSTP, and other things. So MAC addresses, it also has a feature called as jumbo frame, where you can have the 10,000 bytes of frame size and 12,000 bytes for frame size in 48 port switch. It is also have the energy efficient Ethernets configured. If there is no use, it will automatically turn off. It can have, you can have the VLANs and other sort of things. So it's a very advanced switch with many of the security functions like AAA, TechAS, Radius, authentication managers, 802.1x, MAC authentication, web authentication, post port based, guest based, host based VLAN authentications can be there. You can also have the CPU defense engine, DOS prevention, and lot of other features apart from the QoS features like 802.1p port queue priority algorithm configurations with 4 different priority values for WRR, WFQ, and stick policing. You can also have the hybrid WRR plus stick provisioning, or WFQ plus stick provisioning. You can also have the class of service and rate limit also. You can also have the ERPS ring with ITUT G8032 with this software. You can have multiple users can configure the account and up to 8. And you can have the upgrade from TFTP, FTP, as well as HTTP based upgrades. And this management, line management via console, telnet, SSH can be done. Basically, you can manage this device via the console port RJ45 based, or mini USB console port is also there. So we'll come to the software at a glance. So you can see there are a lot of protocols, L2 protocol, as well as L3. For L3 you are having a static route, DHCP, and other stuff. So this is performance of Commando Soldier IP based switch. So basically it has 8K for 24 port switch and 16K for 48 port switch MAC table entries. So hardware consists of 4.1 MB SRAM for 24 port switch and 12 MB SRAM for 48 port switch. So this packet buffer memory with a packet length of 10K bytes can be there. So for 24 port switch you are having the 500 megahertz CPU, and for 48 port switch you are having 700 megahertz of CPU with DRAM of 1 GB and flash memory of 256 MB and packet buffer memory of 4.1 MB to 12 MB. Physical ports can have 24 or 48, so maximum is 48, so it is written 48 here. And This is the product highlight for the hardware. So it is a network access switch and can have packet buffer memory up to 12 Mbps. CPU can have 500 megahertz to 700 megahertz. It has both the console types, and basically it comes with very lightweight configuration. Other switches of 48 port switch can go up to 11 kgs, and this PoE switch is up to 6.4 kg, so it will reduce the shipping cost also. So these are the technical specifications for this switch. You can go through the datasheet and can learn about it. So basically it is a rack wall mounted switch, and it can have this weight for 48 port 6.4, and for 24 port 5 kg weight. And it can have the SAPs for uplinks like SAP SM1G. Any uplink can be used out of 3 as per the user choice. And you can have the 12 volt DC or as well as 48 to 52 volt DC depending on the models. So these are the lamps on the device which is given, and this is what is coming in the bundle of C2000 series switch. Thank you for watching this video. May you empower your network with Commando C2000 series switch. Thank you.